Okay, I think this is working. Let's try this out. Hold on. I say that because I'm not sure my audio is working, but let's get rid of this thing and kick it off. My name is Steve Giguere. This is another BeerNative beer review, a mystery review, thanks to the Advent calendar that I've got. 24 beers in 24 days. No, I haven't done all of them because at the risk of sounding privileged, I have a life occasionally, like that involves knee surgery, etc. But it's day 19. I'm going to go out there and crack it open in multiple ways, and we'll see what we have in store. If you're joining now or in the future, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Let's get going. Okay, good evening, Mike. Great to see you here. Let's hope we get one that we both like. That's always a critical, I don't know if it's a critical part of this. I like that, you know, if you're watching, you go, wow, that looks freaking awesome as well. I had that cookies and cream one that was recent, and that was unquestionably freaking incredible. So let us bring up the beer cam. It is coming slowly but surely into view. The beer cam is just my phone. I mean, I'm sure you know this. You've worked this out. If you've seen any one of these before, the science is relatively straightforward. Add your phone and bam. There we go. Let's try to drag Untappd with me. Beer is in the bag. I don't recognize it right away, which is pretty cool. Anything that involves new breweries is always a winner. So let's kill off the beer cam and show you what we got here. It looks like Abyss versus Villages. Oh. Let's go back on, put this back on so I can hear what's going on. Check it out. Sparky Coconut Chocolate Stout. Yeah, I'm like this. As we're getting colder and colder, it seems like I've had a lot of stouts all in a row recently. Abyss Brewing times Villages, which are two breweries that I am not super familiar with. So when we're talking about collaboration, that's what we need to learn about. Sparky's Coconut Chocolate Stout with a hint of glowing embers for the season. Okay, what am I expecting? A little bit of smokiness, maybe. Yeah, toasted smoky flavor, roasted barley, smoked biscuit, malt, golden oats, indulgent roasted coconuts and cacao. Okay, so loads of adjuncts in here that are going to really make this rise. So I'm almost getting a feel, with the exception of the idea of graham, of like a s'more, you know, like where you get the chocolate and marshmallow and put it all together and over a roasting fire. That sounds totally fantastic. So this is Villages are taking credit, brewed with Abyss, and at their 18th century malt house. So I'm gonna have to. This is in Lose. Oh, I know where that is. I probably saying Lose wrong. You know, it sounds like a Lose the way I'm saying it, which is probably pretty bad. So this seems super outstanding, and I agree, Mike. This could be amazing. So popping that open, grab a glass, and so the UK has been like 0 degrees for the past few weeks, and today, where I am now, it's 10. It was 14 today, but maybe it's a little lower now, which actually has made this for a stout a really pretty perfect temperature. Instead of being freezing cold, I'm going to overrun, which is further evidence that it's not freezing cold because it didn't just fall and die. Oh, wow. Okay, so I just slipped a little bit of the head off the top, and it was pretty good. I got the smokiness, like heavy, just off the bubbles. So that's really super dark, and it's got a super dark head. We already just saw a little bit of a description of the malts that were involved in it, which is nice. Smoked biscuit malt. Smoked biscuit malt. I really like the sound of that. Roasted barley. Of course, I would have expected nothing less. All right, let's give this a little bit of a go. I'm about to drink from the campfire. Wow. Okay. So this has some of the sort of characteristics of I would call it come on, Steve, an IPA. You probably weren't expecting me to say that, right? You know, IPAs where you smell it and you get the froth and you're like, wow, with juice bomb, you're getting all these hop varieties filling your head with pineapples and whatnot. This has a really strong smoky nose on it. And then you sip it and it's like, oh, it's really actually not as strong on the palate as it is on the nose, which I'm not used to getting on a stout. Okay, so you get a real, almost like a mesquite smoky, not a whiskey smoky. On what you're getting, like on the froth and in your head, and the rest, the strong overarching flavor is dark chocolate, like a really like one of those 90% dark chocolates where it feels like there's a bit of a dustingness to it, and you bite it and it snaps, and it's just this like, whoa. There is a real bitter that you can associate with over roasted coffee beans. That is, I don't say over roasted, a number 5 on the roasting scale of roastiness. I think that's the top one, where the beans are black. Like you get a bit of that in here. So then there is cocoa nibs in here. I'm pretty sure there isn't coffee though. I mean, maybe that's just the psychology of all of this aligning husks and nibs. Yeah. Okay. Well, in a way, that's where that extra element is coming from. The fact that they've got roasted coconut in here is immediately getting lost a little bit. Let me try again. I'm not that sensitive to coconut. I know this because people have handed me stuff that just straight up has coconut in it, and I'm like, oh yeah, coconut. They're like, Steve, that's like 90% we just ate. It's coconut. But there is that sort of odd cooling element that you get from a Bounty. If you like Bounty's way too sweet for me. It freaks me out. But if someone can make a super roasty dark chocolate Bounty or something, then I think I'd be into it. And that's a little bit like what this is. But so let's do this in order. You get a smokiness on the nose, on the froth on the head. If you get a bit of the head beforehand, it's like somehow it filters out all of the chocolatiness and you just get that smoky niceness. And then it follows in with dark chocolate. And I would say the final flavor now that I haven't taken another sip in a while is that little bit of coconut, but it's not as upfront. If that's what you were hoping for, it's not as upfront as you might think. But then again, that could be the sensitivity of my palate. Overall, though, am I going to say it's amazing? Oh, the dark chocolate Bounty. There we go. The fact that exists intrigues me. Okay, I'm going to seek that out. The fact that this is really good. Would I go with amazing? I think recently I had a really high standard with the cookies and cream, mainly because I'm a big fan of Oreo cookies, and that just smashed it out of the park. This though, still extremely good. We're really happy with it. One of the better beers of the Advent calendar. So if you can find it, sound like the A-team, go grab yourself a Sparky coconut chocolate stout for this Christmas time. I'm putting an order in. I think Craftopolis has the cutoff date of tomorrow. No, the 21st. Is that tomorrow? No, it's 2 days time. They have a cutoff and they think they can get things to you by Christmas, even though I'm pretty positive they use parcel force, which I don't know, strikes might screw that up, but that's their date. So I am accumulating knowledge and I'm going to dig around and see if what I can find on there for the ones I like and been making notes. So worth noting for you, check your local craft beer shop and make sure that they can get beer to you for Christmas. This would be one that I would throw in that pile. All right. Really happy with that. I don't know if it's still available, but this came from Trembling Madness. Trembling Madness, like all of these, you wait 2 weeks and stuff's just gone, right? Because particularly if it's good, then it's definitely gone. That means you missed it. But you never know. It could be back. I think what I'm going to do now is actually take a look for Villages and Abyss and just get a feel for those breweries in the new year and feature some of their beers. Just do a dedicated order from each one of those so I can get familiar with what their core competencies is. That sounds very businessy. I regret that. All right. That's the end of this review. I'm almost at 10 minutes. Thanks for watching now and in the future. Thanks, Mike. Great to see you again. This is the end. Go buy some of this beer. Steve out. See you tomorrow.